Welcome back to Bridging the Gap. Keisha James here with Girl Chat. Gonna finish up a discussion with Kenisha. I know my husband had a nice little interview with her, but we're gonna chat because that's what girls do. So I'm just gonna welcome you because I didn't get that opportunity.
Well, hi, how are you today?
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So my question to you today is, how's the campaign trail going?
It's going. It's fun, learning different things, the political side of things. So learning and just being, literally, it's good. It's just growing. I'm happy. I'm grateful that this gives me a bigger platform to do what I've been doing.
Right.
And what I've already done. So.
And again, remind us, what's your biggest motivation for running for Board of Ed?
To be a voice for our community.
And
Students,
something
teachers,
tells me,
staff.
not just the community, like you said, it's for the kids, because I was listening to the end of their interview, and you really do have a compassion for souls, or excuse me, for kids. I go to church. I go to church a lot, so souls come into play.
Well,
so yeah,
fine.
definitely we have to be spiritually like the purpose is for everybody, so where Jesus takes care of us, we're supposed to take care of our people too. So that's wonderful.
I love to serve. So
Amen.
For me, serving is a good thing. It may sound like a bad thing, but I love to serve in a passion of creating a place and a safe space for anyone. So yes, I'm running for Board of Education, and our students are a big part of our future, because they're going to be the ones that's going to be running stuff when they get older. When they get our age, they're going to be ones making interviews and doing girl chats. But in order to make sure that our students are well and have the right mental capacity, we also have to think about the teachers that are teaching them, the parents, their guardians, and the staff, and the community as a whole, because we all have to work as a collective. They always say that it takes a village. And
it does. It really does.
It takes a village for all of us to work together to get these students where they need to be in society. And to do that, we need to work on the village as a whole.
Yeah, that's where I think we've lost sense of that reality, from back in the day in the neighborhood. If something happened to your child, then whoever it happened in front of, they would take care of it. And then they'd tell your mama, and your mama would take care of it. But it seems like our kids are out here on the limb these days. Like, who takes care of the kids? When they're at school, they get disciplined or can't really get disciplined the way back in the day. I remember I got the little tap on the hand. But these days, that's called abuse.
Yeah.
So it's like they put these things in place to make, like, adults probably fearful to discipline. But, you can discipline in love.
You can discipline in love. We don't have to put our hands on the children, but what we can do is love on the children. And that is something I feel that we are lacking as a whole in the community. We don't love on our children enough. Instead, we judge.
Right.
Not knowing the child's background, not knowing their mental condition, not knowing what they're going through. So we judge our children. I always say we judge our children by their ability. We judge them by their behavior and not their abilities. And our children have a lot of beautiful abilities. They're smart, they're talented, and they're very well diverse. We just don't know that because we're judging them off of what they're dressed like, or how they're acting with their friends, or what they look like.
Well, that's the thing. No one takes time to teach them. They're taking that time to judge them, but not teach them. And that, again, that's where the love comes into play. Look, I'm talking to you because I love you, and I want to see what's best for you.
That's another reason why I love mentoring, because I'm a firm believer that I don't have to change the child. I just need to give them a different perspective. And if they can see that, then they'll realize that, hey, I'll take this route instead of that route. And I will always give them a different perspective. As I told David earlier, I'm a firm believer in questioning the mess out of these kids. Like, I will question you to death. Any of my mentees is probably like, yep, she does. I'm like, why are you doing this? Does this make sense? Or what's going to happen? What's your outcome? Because when you're very mindful of the things you do, then it can take you into another perspective to make you realize exactly what you're doing. So you can change it.
So basically, you mentioned you're a mentor. So you're in the school regularly, you would say?
Yes, I haven't been regularly this year where the school system started back up, but yes, I am.
Especially with the campaign trail and everything, that's probably taking over a lot too.
I've been sick this year, so that held me back a little bit. So I'm about to be all boots on the ground right back in the school system.
Well, I'm definitely praying for your healing because that's definitely a priority at the moment. But I remember being in school, and especially in middle school, my counselor, that was my mentor. I'll never forget her, Miss Coleman. So if you ever get to see this, Miss Coleman, if you're out there, I love and appreciate you. But that was my mentor. I got to see her every day, and then she put me to work. So she spent that time with me, and it was just like if I had to file papers for her or something, she took that time with me. And by all means, I was no problem child, not at all. But she was there, and she was able to be that way for others. But I really appreciated the love and the care that she had.
And when you have someone who actually loves and cares for you, you see that and you feel that, you want to change your compassion towards others too. Because when you get that and you receive that, sometimes children realize, I don't have to act like this. It's okay. I don't have to lash out. I don't have to use aggression. I can do my schoolwork. I don't have to go to sleep. And I don't have to do the things that everybody else is doing. So if I can, like I said, if I can give them that different perspective and love on them, because sometimes we don't know the love that these children get. And I just make sure that I love all my kids all the same way. I just provide love and make sure I know that they're worth it. I teach king and queen behavior is one of my biggest things. Like I said, any of my mentees can tell you if I ask you what you're supposed to fix, it's supposed to be your crown. So they know that. So therefore, if your crown is crooked, your friends around you or the people around you who are in your life can help you fix that too.
Yeah. Say, hey sis, I noticed this is going on in your life. What can I do to help you out? Not say, okay, what are you doing? But sometimes you can relate to somebody like that, though.
And sometimes you need
I would hope I would be able to say, hey, Kenisha, I noticed this about you. It's like, you want to talk? That's what sisters do. You don't criticize. You don't put each other down. You don't judge because you don't know what's going on in their world.
You never know. Like, even when as adults, we have teachers and staff members who are supposed to be overseeing our students. And to even ask a teacher or a staff member or their parents or how they're doing in their day, that needs to be done as well. Just like you said, it's nothing wrong with asking how you're doing because they still need to teach our students. Yeah. We don't know what they're going through. There's been a lot of deaths and things of that nature lately, and how do we know how these people are feeling? And they still need to teach our students.
They do, yes. So I think we talked about that the last time you were on as a whole panel. We were talking about mental health days for teachers. And so I believe that's doable too because they're dealing with the kids, for one, and sometimes you have kids that are dealing with their issues, so they're lashing out, and then you don't know what they're going through at home either.
No, and we expect them to be the absolute best teacher that next day. Yeah. And as we were speaking of before, whatever the children's going through, obviously the adult is too at home.
Yeah.
And the adult,
for sure.
the adult or the guardian still has more things that they have to worry about. They still have to pay the bills. They need to worry about how to put food on the table or putting gas in their car, making sure their kids are bathed and, making sure that they're ready for school in the morning and their hair is done or their hair is cut or what kind of shoes they got on so they're not teased. The adults and guardians and the parents are out here trying to do the best they can. And even as teachers, they still have children. Yeah. They still have a life they need to live, and some of them have more than one job.
Right. And off camera, we were talking about life as a single mother. So how are you maintaining that? I mean, even on the campaign trail,
I believe that I am doing really well. My kids come first. My babies, my boys come first.
I would hope so.
So first and foremost comes my babies, and I do believe that I am doing very well with my lifestyle right now. And I think my boys could say that. I think that I'm doing really well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they could say, wow, I'm proud of my mom because she's out here doing a service for not just us, but for other kids. And, I'll give you your props for that.
I hope they would, my boys.
Yeah.
I hope they would.
Wow. Wow. So are they, I don't know if you've started knocking doors and stuff like that, but will they be helping you with that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, they will be. I also think that I'm going to let them do their own little, I do photography as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my boys also do photography and videography, and they're really amazing at it, especially with sports. And they are going to be like my own little personal videographers and photographers at certain events.
Okay, so that's another thing. You really do wear a lot of hats.
I wear a lot of hats.
Wow.
I'm very multifaceted.
The more we, so, okay, what is it that Kenisha does? What is the typical life of Kenisha?
The typical life of Kenisha, first and foremost, is to love on the people.
Mm-hmm.
And with my business itself, I would consider myself wellness. I do a lot with wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And I do meditation. I do Reiki. I play sound bowls. I'm a life coach. I'm really big on mindfulness, emotional freedom techniques. I'm a photographer. And I also have my own aromatherapy business. It's handmade, all natural, vegan, gluten-free products that are handmade by me. It was specifically made out of the start of my health because I do have fibromyalgia and Crohn's disease. Mm-hmm. So I am very relatable when it comes to the students, teachers, staff, and community as a whole. I do have disabilities. Fibromyalgia and Crohn's disease is very, very, very hard for me, but I make it work. I keep pushing through every day to make sure that I live my life to the best of my ability. Push with a purpose, as always.
That's good. That's good. I'm sorry, you have, again, that you have to deal with those diseases because I don't know how it would be. Well, I do. I know God carries me a lot of the way.
Going.
So you just, that's the
just
word. Keep going. Press on.
Going. And when you learn, and one of the biggest things that I've learned about my health is to love on myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm really big on teaching self-love and as well as promoting self-love and love within myself. Mm-hmm. I'm far from perfect, but I am learning that self-love is very conducive to my lifestyle. And it lets me know the importance of myself and how much I mean to myself. I'm a firm believer as a life coach that I say self-love is selfish. If I'm not selfish with my life, then where would I be for everybody else?
Well, there's scripture that says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So, and sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that. And the next part of it talks about the things that he made being marvelous. So when we went to ladies conference one time, they were like, fearfully and wonderfully made and marvelous, because we are his creation.
I'm definitely a marvelous person. I would definitely say I'm very eccentric. I am me. I am who I am. I always tell people you get what you get, but I'm going to love on you regardless.
And, that's what it's all about, and love and respect yourself, especially when, as a single woman, for me, I've been in an abusive marriage. I've mentioned that before. So you have to remember who you are, not let that get you down. So I'm not familiar with your circumstances of being a single mom, but, I know that you've been divorced in the last 2 years, but it's very important to remind yourself that you do have that purpose.
And I've realized that.
That's a great mentality to have.
That I am important. If there's no me, one of my favorite quotes is, there's no you without you, and that last you is in all caps. Because regardless of what you do in life, I don't care who you believe in, you have to get up and go. You have to get up and move.
First of all, you have yourself to take care of. You have your kids to take care of.
Foremost.
And they talk about on the airplane, if something happens, who puts the mask on first? You have to put it on yourself first, right? Because you can't take care of anybody else. Our first instinct is to put the mask on the other person. But no, you got to put it on you and then make sure the other one is taken care of. So that's good advice.
Yes, when it comes to love, I'm a firm believer that love is a frequency, not an emotion. Mm. If we all rode that frequency of love and not vibed off our emotions, because that's when we get mad and I don't like you for what you've done, or I don't like what you do, or I don't like how you move. That's because of my emotions, not the frequency. The frequency we ride is just way better.
Well, no, because you basically, it's not the dislike of the person, it's the dislike of the action. So when do you stop loving the person just because of the action?
So if we all rode the frequency of love, we would be just fine.
If only. If is a big word.
Only,
Even in the Bible, it says if. 2 little letters is a really big word Well, I so appreciate you,
Well,
and
thank
you for chatting with me. 'Cause I don't want to go off time because the man, he'll tell me. So, but I appreciate you, and
Thank
I
you.
look forward to chatting with you again.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
All right. Thank you for watching this segment of Girl Chat. We'll talk soon.